Good morning, everyone. Oh, I love good mornings. I always have a good morning. I do. I just don't let things bother me too much. Which I just saw again. I have great friends. It's so wonderful to stay in contact with them. Say it through Facebook, right? I know there are all these other things now, other outfits, this, that, and I stay with something, right? When I find, well, no, this is great. I'm gonna go and start something else, and I have to, what? And there he goes. Sage hears me and goes, "Hey, you better come over here." Yes, I'm coming pretty soon. And now you make me lose my thread there, buddy. Uh, where was I? Sip of coffee. I totally lost my thread. I have no clue what I was talking about before he started praying. It's going to be a good day. So what can on Facebook? It's so locked down, this and that I only have to give and take with the people that I want to. Yeah, I can't get. I know that people say, "Oh, put your finger on, and you won't see all them." You know what? I'm not. I'm not very trusting when it comes to. Yeah, I have it set up just right now. I don't care about them few commercials. I just scroll past. It's not even like I have to wait or anything, right? Yes. Okay. So it's set up for me just right. Now YouTube is set up for me just right. So the few friends that I have on Facebook, it's great. I love their humor. I love their most of their posts, and always find something good. Oh wow, this is great guidance. This is great encouragement into the day. This, nah. And one of them was, I shared it on my page. Uh, there's this old lady. Man, she looks like just skin and bones. And she's on a walker. And she's waiting to get across the street. And here she starts going. And here comes a car. And here comes another car. And the one car that had stopped, a guy jumps out, and another guy jumps out, right? And they're taking her walker and put it in the middle of the island there, and then they carry her all the way across, right? All the 4 lanes or 6 lanes, whatever it is, to the other side, and then the one guy runs back and gets the walker, and it was just like this. Oh, oh, yeah. I hope I come across two guys like that someday. If I'm in that position. Yes, two good people. I don't know these two young guys, right? We don't know anything about them otherwise. Right? Yet, that was a good thing that they did. That was a really sweet thing that they did, right? Yeah, we can look at all the bad stuff people are doing out there, right? Or we can look and appreciate and applaud the good things people are doing out there. Yes? Wouldn't that encourage people to do more good? Yes? Anyway, let's get going here. That was my little intro. My little intro. I don't think I need to do any more today. Home alone again for 2 days. Ugh. I just picked all of my ginger. You guys want to see some? Ginger looks like. And I'm going to plant it right back in again for next year. Let's see if I can get a good big one here. haven't cleaned it up yet because, as I said, there's some sprouting again. So I'm going to take the ones that are sprouting again and plant them in a bucket and take it in the house. Look at that. Boo, 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 boo. Yes. I had to take it now because it's going to frost pretty soon. It's getting there. And so I could have left it in longer, but it's okay. Look at that. Besides, I love to look at the tops of it. And I know some of it looks a little wilted, this net, but I'm going to stick those as a little decoration, yes, in a vase and just watch it dry out. Yeah, well, why would anybody do? I love this plant. It's so pretty. Look at this. Anyway, okay, all right. Yes, I'll have some people in the house. What is that? Good. I like to look at it. Anywho, I got the last basil out of the ground, and I have some seeds for next year. And my radishes are still growing. I still have onions growing out there, and the wild onions are also up. So I'll be able to cut those pretty soon. Then I'll have, and I just cut the tops. I don't get the little bulbs out most of the time unless I'm completely out of onions or garlic, which they're kind of a combination of it. They call them wild onions, they call them wild garlic. Make up your mind. Well, you can't because it smells like both. And so I just cut the tops, and they're like chives. Yes, and you'll use that in a lot of stuff. Anyway, so excited. I can hardly hide it. Things are getting more cleaned up. I see wood that I still need to carry over here. But my husband took the saw. He's building some steps for someone right now. And so he took the miter saw, table miter saw. And I can't operate a chainsaw. And that's about it. No, I got a hand saw if I have that other thing. So I have to wait until that comes back. Start cutting up some more wood. We've got to get going with more. We have quite a bit in the shed, but not enough. So it's all going to happen, she says. It will. All right, let's get going here. What a happy morning. Oh, thank you, Father. Oh, love it how it echoes right up to the sky. Oh. All right, so let's get going on 2 Samuel 8. David's wars. We're not done yet. After this, David defeated the Philistines and subdued them. From the grip of the Philistines, he rested. Wait a minute, I thought that was all done now. Well, what did we read just in 7? Okay. He also defeated the Moabites and making them lie on the ground, measured them off by the line. He measured out 2 lines to put to death and 1 full line to have their lives spared. The Moabites became David's subjects and paid him tribute. David defeated Hadadezer, son of Rehob, king of Zobah, when the latter mounted an expedition to extend his power over the river. David captured 1,700 charioteers and 20,000 foot soldiers from him. David hamstrung all the chariot teams, keeping only 100 of them. Wait. Is he talking about the horses? No. Nobody would do that to a horse. I have no idea what that means. No. Oh my God. Okay. No. Don't go there, Daniela. We don't know. He did not do that. That must mean the people? I'm not getting it. Okay. No. The Arameans of Damascus came to the help of Hadadezer, king of Zobah, but David killed 22,000 of the Arameans. David then imposed governors on Aram of Damascus, and the Arameans became David's subjects and paid him tribute. Wherever David went, Yahweh gave him victory. David took the golden shields carried by Hadadezer's guards and brought them to Jerusalem. From Betah and Berotai, towns belonging to Hadadezer, King David captured a great quantity of bronze. When Tou, king of Hamath, king of Hamath, heard that David had defeated Hadadezer's entire army, he sent his son Hadoram to King David to greet him and to congratulate him on having made war on Hadadezer and on having defeated him. Since Hadadezer was at war with Tou, Hadoram brought with him objects made of silver, gold, and bronze, which King David also consecrated to Yahweh, as he had already consecrated the silver and gold taken from all the nations which he had subjugated, from Aram, Moab, the Ammonites, the Philistines, and Amalek, and from the spoil of Hadadezer, son of Rehob, king of Zobah. David became famous when he came home from defeating the Edomites in the Valley of Salt, 18,000 of them. He imposed governors on Edom, and all the Edomites became David's subjects. Wherever David went, Yahweh gave him victory. The administration of the kingdom. David ruled over all Israel, administering law and justice to all his people. Joab, son of Zeruiah, was in command of the army. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was herald. Zadok and Abiathar, son of Ahimelech, son of Ahitub, were priests. Sariah was secretary. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was in command of the Kerethites and Pelethites. David's sons were priests. That's the end of 8. Okay. I find it interesting on how we're getting the difference here on what seems to be important to David during that time and the understanding that he had on what God wanted, which was bronze, silver, gold. And then the difference at Jesus' time, right, where he made his disciples what? Go to war, rob people, kill people, and amass a bunch of riches. I wonder if Jesus ever asked any of the people that per se followed him, right, to donate, right? Yeah, yes, yeah. Tribute to him. But he made his disciples into what? Fishermen of men. Yes. Well, David kept some of these other foreign tribes, enemy tribes, kept people alive and made them his subjects, right? So there you go. Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I wasn't there. Which brings me just quickly to another thing that it seems like, because my mind's very quiet when I wake up in a way, right? Spirit world always takes advantage of that in a way, and infuses, one could say, these thought processes, right? Yeah, it's kind of what I look at it. And now, as I said, you wake up, you have a very clear mind, and then suddenly there's this, what? What am I thinking about here? Where is this going? And I always know that's not me. I'm way too tired to think about this. I'm just waking up. Haven't even had my coffee. Come on now. And but the interesting thing, probably because my mind's so clear, right? Unclouded in a way, except with sleepiness still. I always remember. And one thing that went through my mind this morning was the state in spirit world. How is it actually in spirit world? Right? Well, we're being taught certain things about spirit world. There is heaven and then there's hell, right? Yes? Yeah. And of course, in a way, it's great comfort to know that people who do unspeakable things out there to other human beings, especially children, or this or that, right? Yes? That they're going to hell. It's a comfort in a way, right? To think that. To have this, well, you might not get your just desserts here, but you're going to get it somewhere else once you pass away. Right? Yes? Right? And then, of course, heaven. This is where we all want to go. Right? Yes? Yeah. All peaceful, glorious, graceful. Yeah. Right? There was something that really struck me when True Father talked about one of his sons' death. Hungjanim. Hungjanim, I've mentioned this before, died in a car crash where he swerved the car, so it would the brunt of the crash would hit him, not his other three friends in the car. He was the only one that died a few days later, and the other three friends just got away basically with a few scratches. After some time, True Father started talking about his son and his job that he has, his position that he has in spirit world, and on how he will be the leader, the guide in spirit world in many different classrooms. Oh, for what? To learn the divine principle, to learn about the ways of spirit life, how to restore yourself in spirit world, this and that, right? Yes? And I thought, well, that's amazing. That kind of computes with what I have learned when it comes to spirit world, or the give and take that I had, which, of course, we're always influenced with what the world thinks, the earth, here on earth, our physical life, what others think, what are we being taught about religion, this and that, on how spirit world works. We're always influenced by that, right? Yes? So we make up our own fairy tale, fairyland, right, on how spirit world works. Don't we? Kind of do, right? Because we can't, unless you're dead, don't really know. Well, we have some ideas on what, right? On some concrete ideas on how spirit world works. Well, first of all, it's eternal. Oh, okay. So when True Father, talked about his son and his place and his position in spirit world now, with the experiences that I had with spirits, this and that, do not quite understand, because where does that fit in? That doesn't fit in with what I've been told as a child to start with. And that caused a lot of confusion for me, having all this give and take with spirit world, yet I'm being told something completely different. Hey, as a child, you can't, right? I told you the story one time, right? When I was in the orphanage and I made a knot in my slipper. Right? I had slippers that you tied, and they came up a little on the ankle, and so when it was nap time, I couldn't get that one shoe untied, right? Yes, I couldn't do it. It was these tiny little laces too, the round ones, not the big fat ones or anything. So here I'm sitting, and the one nun got so irritated with me not laying down. I'm going, can't take my slippers off. She got so irritated, she sent me outside of the napping. It was a huge napping room there for all the children. Not in your own bed. It was upstairs somewhere in the attic where they had all that going. And she sent me outside, and I sat on the steps there just crying because I couldn't untie that knot. And another nun came up and said, come, I'll help you out. She helped me out. Oh, are you getting this? So, I felt like, with hearing True Father say this about his son, who passed away at the age of 18 in this crash, and then later on where his son, in spirit world, the position his son had, was really enlightening to me. And I thought, I knew that there is hope for everyone. There always will be hope for everyone. No matter how bad of a life you've lived here, how awful you were on earth, the atrocious things that one has done. In spirit world, there is hope and restoration possible for everyone. So, which brings me back, right? Yes, to the two young men helping this old lady across the street. We don't know. These two young men don't really know what they otherwise do. But that was a good thing. Yes, that was a nice thing that they did. Anyway, there is my brother-in-law who just called, and he's probably going to be on his way home. I don't know. I should go run for the phone. I don't run for the phone ever. What's more important right now? To finish this video or go run after the phone? Yes, there are priorities we should have, right? Well, anyway, I could talk more about spirit world on how, again, yes, I have no idea why people out there want to pretend, I call it that, to know, yes, oh, like me, on what's going on in spirit world. I don't really know either. I can only base certain things on my experiences that I have that don't compute with most of what we're told about it. That's all I can say. Yes? Another thing, too, that I think that to read the divine principle in its, raw form, there are different ones out there, it's just I would say as true father, true parents got older, they also, you learn all the time. You learn all the time about things. Some things we have completely right from the beginning, and some other things need to be revisited. Yes, it's just the way it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it is. Because one wants to leave the absolute best of anything behind. Right? Yes, for others, to do well, to be good. So another thing was that I learned from the divine principle, which again, it wasn't mentioned anywhere else, right? So, well, you didn't. So, well, yeah, but as I said, I was really young. I was just, 21, 22 when I started reading the divine principle. Had to read it many times to actually just get kind of a, man, can't this be written a little easier? And I read the hard book, not the easy one, right? Okay, so it was written easier, but I didn't want that. I wanted the, the more hardcore, more in-depth study of that. And there is a part in there on how we don't just have physical senses, we have spiritual senses, the same ones: seeing, hearing, taste, right? Feel, smell. Okay, I already said smell, taste, whatever they all are. And the one thing I've mentioned before as well is on how difficult it was for me to be in crowds with people as a child, because I could hear their thoughts. I could hear, I could feel, I could hear their thoughts. Not like there would like be these sentences that were just, I almost felt like just whoop, came at me. And then it's amazing that in a throng of people that supposedly at the fireworks or something, on how much actually distaste there is coming from people at a place like that, where people just, woo, wah, ah, but it wasn't like that. Yes. And I always wondered, whoa, what is that? Seeing the same thing, seeing things that I knew other people did not see. They couldn't see what was around them. They couldn't see, right, what was influencing them or guiding them, I guess. Right? Yes. Well, in any case, are angels. Yeah, do angels exist? Absolutely. With wings and this, that, and da. Okay, again, we make up our own pictures on what an angel is. And depending on what the angel, that the job of the angel is, there are certain things that present themselves with them that are either glorious, right, or a little more subdued. I mentioned that before, I think, as well, where I was driving to this event I was so excited about. And it was just a small gathering of people of the same faith. Some people I hadn't seen in a while. Some I had met, again, through Facebook or this, and knew, never met before, and knew I was going to meet them in person. So I was so excited. And okay, I was driving, and I felt this presence enveloping me. And I knew it was my guardian angel. Just as excited as I was. And it presented itself in this just glow. But there was one thing. If you want to talk about wings, every tip of whatever I could see, and it moved in a little bit, in lines, were these gold sparkles. Yes? Ah, yeah. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? When I found out that, because once you grow older and you realize there are things going on around you, you perceive things that other people don't, and you better not talk about it because much. Because you get shut down anyway, or people say, what the heck? Because nobody had answers for me. The divine principle did. I realized that, how come I didn't think of that? That makes perfect sense. And it explained why I perceived certain things, spirit, in the same way as in the physical. Yes? So, there is a coldness in spirit world. There exists a cold, just as my hands are a little cold. There's a coldness here in the air, right? Yes, sun's coming out though. It's going to penetrate things a bit. It's going to get warm. Nice. We're going to have a nice fall day here. Yes. Spirit world, there it is a big cold too in places. It really is. But we should remember that we all together, we huddle together. What do? We keep each other warm. Mm? Warm penetrates through the cold. Right? It's difficult to stay, say if you got nothing else, no heater, no fire, on a cold day, it's hard to get warm by yourself, right? Yes? Mm. It's in spirit world a bit the same. So knowing there is these lecture halls there, right? Yes, where people are being retaught. Right? Yes, about what? About heaven, about the Creator, about God. Yes. Mm. I think it's a beautiful thing. So, yes, we find comfort. We do. Knowing that, and thinking that hell exists and how some people really deserve to be there. Yet, isn't the thought of lecture halls where people so cold and find some warmth, rehabilitation and restoration, where we can forgive and they can be forgiven? A better thought? Wouldn't that compute more with God's nature and Jesus' teachings, where you do leave the 99 to go get the one and not leave it out in the cold regardless? Yes? Okay. And there's more that goes with it. Yes, of course. What do I always say? If men did not want it, it wouldn't exist. No, we don't need to go and shoot people. We just need to say no to certain things. Absolute no. But many things, especially when it comes to the principles of love, they're so permeated. We're so fermented, so rotten. We've all become so rotten with certain things that it will be very, very difficult, and it'll be a long road ahead to abdicate certain things. What I always say, please don't cuss and curse. Yes? That's one thing. If one does not support certain things anymore, like pornography, for example, movies, books that are just no idea why people would watch them or read the books. If one would take marriage more serious, I have one chance to find a husband. I have one chance to find a wife. That's it. Keep yourself pure otherwise. Can you imagine? If men did not want it, it wouldn't exist. If it wasn't such a temptation to the people out there, it wouldn't be so present everywhere and in everything. Yes, we're all involved. It's not just some out there. We're all involved. Yes? Okay. All right. There you go. How did I do? That's it. Donkey was braying again. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go. Got things to do. Sis made the greatest chili again. She always makes the greatest chili. I don't know how she trumps the chili from before, but this chili is really, 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 really good. Again. So, it's grateful. Didn't have to cook the whole weekend. She made enough chili. We could just snack on the chili for 2 days. Wonderful. Oh, and my daughter was here with her fiance. Yes, yes, yes. And they're just moving into their new house. And she inherited some furniture pieces from her grandpa. Yes, heirloom pieces. Grandpa made himself. Beautiful pieces of furniture. And she was so excited about it. Yes, her house now is big. Their house now is big enough. The one she bought before wasn't quite as big. But this one's big enough now. It can hold some extra pieces of furniture. Yes. So that was wonderful. And I love it. I love that my children, so many of my children, are established out there in the world where I can have them inherit certain things now while I'm still here. Oh, I could just keep it here, right? I mean, I have enough, okay? I still have enough. And I know now, and that joy to see on how they receive it. I know these pieces will be in good hands, and they will go down to my grandchildren eventually. Maybe we should change something there as well, right? Yes? Give your things away before you pass away to your descendants. Yes? Yeah? I think that would, again, there wouldn't be so much jealousy, resentment, and I don't know what, and, power struggles over things that people leave behind. Right? Yes? Then, well, if you pass away and there's really nothing of worth left to take, right? Who's going to fight over it? There you go. Interesting. What was there left to take from our brother Jesus at the time? The Israelites already took everything else. What else was there to take? His life. Interesting. All right, that's for another time. We're going to get into the New Testament eventually. Oh. Spirit World said, he's waiting. He'll be there. He'll be here with you when you get into the New Testament. All right. Done. God's love and blessings always. May he protect you. And I will talk to you another time.